Once our world stood mighty, a land of power and prosperity. But greed awakened a darkness that shattered everything, leaving only chaos. Now, that darkness returns, stronger than ever, consuming all in its wake. Yet hope remains, as the warriors of Nevereth rise once more to defy their fate. Two great nations stand, Capella, guardians of wisdom and order, and Procyon, champions of strength and conquest. The war has begun. Claim your destiny. Cabal, ultimate combo. Rise now as the true king.
We are the bearers of faith, the eternal flame that will never fade. Capella stands as the guardian of divine purpose and sacred order. For we know, freedom without direction becomes destruction. They are Procyon. They spread fear, twist lies, and call it freedom. But we see through it. We do not waver. We train. We endure. For this war is sacred. We fight for the true light, for a world uncorrupted by deception. So choose not rebellion, but revelation. Swear your blade. Stand with Capella.
They called it order, but we remember it as chains. Their religion, their laws, their teachings. They protect no one but themselves. But we rose, with bare hands, with rage and hearts that will not kneel. We are Procyon, born of pain and bound by memory. We will burn every lie to ass. Because freedom is never given. It must be taken. Procyon, step beyond false light and fight for freedom.
I saw it with my own eyes. The moment the sky tore open, we fought until the stones wept. Neither side gave in. Neither side stepped back. And then, it arrived. A force from a nameless realm. It chose no side. It devoured everything. I remember their eye in that moment. We were no longer enemies. We fought as one. No orders, no promises, only survival. That day stays with us, not for victory, but because we didn't die alone. Perhaps the darkness came, only to remind us where the light truly lives.
The Great War between Procyon and Capella, yeah, that ended a long time ago. Now then, let's take a look at everyday life here in Cabal. At the edge of Nevereth, there's a place. They say it holds rare treasures and powerful relics. Only the greedy dare to enter, but if the reward's worth it, someone always takes the risk. Look at that, ghosts? Monsters? Think they'll survive? Wanna bet? This isn't just a dungeon, it's a test of guts. Are you brave enough to try?
Once, our world stood mighty, a land of power and prosperity. But greed awakened a darkness that shattered everything, leaving only chaos. Now, that darkness returns, stronger than ever, consuming all in its wake. Yet, hope remains, as the warriors of Nevereth rise once more to defy their fate. Two great nations stand, Capella, guardians of wisdom and order, and Procyon, champions of strength and conquest. The war has begun. Claim your destiny. Cabal, ultimate combo. Rise now as the true king.
We are the bearers of faith, the eternal flame that will never fade. Capella stands as the guardian of divine purpose and sacred order. For we know, freedom without direction becomes destruction. They are Procyon. They spread fear, twist lies, and call it freedom. But we see through it. We do not waver. We train. We endure. For this war is sacred. We fight for the true light, for a world uncorrupted by deception. So choose not rebellion, but revelation. Swear your blade. Stand with Capella.
They called it order, but we remember it as chains. Their religion, their laws, their teachings. They protect no one but themselves. But we rose, with bare hands, with rage and hearts that will not kneel. We are Procyon, born of pain and bound by memory. We will burn every lie to ass. Because freedom is never given. It must be taken. Procyon, step beyond false light and fight for freedom.
I saw it with my own eyes. The moment the sky tore open, we fought until the stones wept. Neither side gave in. Neither side stepped back. And then it arrived. A force from a nameless realm. It chose no side. It devoured everything. I remember their eye in that moment. We were no longer enemies. We fought as one. No orders, no promises, only survival. That day stays with us, not for victory, but because we didn't die alone. Perhaps the darkness came only to remind us where the light truly lives.
The Great War between Procyon and Capella, yeah, that ended a long time ago. Now then, let's take a look at everyday life here in Cabal. At the edge of Navrith, there's a place. They say it holds rare treasures and powerful relics. Only the greedy dare to enter. But if the reward's worth it, someone always takes the risk. Look at that. Ghosts? Monsters? Think they'll survive? Wanna bet? This isn't just a dungeon. It's a test of guts. Are you brave enough to try?
Once, our world stood mighty, a land of power and prosperity. But greed awakened a darkness that shattered everything, leaving only chaos. Now, that darkness returns, stronger than ever.
Cabal Infinite Combo Tournament, the Maximized War of Celestials. 5v5 single elimination. Each team consists of 5 players. Each team is allowed 2 substitute players. Players will use pre-made accounts and items. Each team is allowed a maximum of 2 revives, but each player can only revive once per round. Each round has a 7-minute time limit. Eliminating an opponent earns 1 point. The first team to reach 7 points wins the match. If the time runs out, the team with the higher kill count wins. If the score is tied, the team that secured the first kill wins.
Hey guys, good evening to each and every one of you guys watching this at home. And of course, your casters are back. It's me again, Andwin, together with Infinity. And we are going to have the continuation of our tournament last year. Okay, it's the Infinite War of the Celestial Sea. But this time around, it's going to be the Maximize Battle. So what's the difference is that in this particular tournament, our players won't be using their personal account, but instead they will be using a pre-generated account. So they are all standing on equal footing.
Yeah, and it will take a little bit more of that analyzation. It will take a little bit of that brain power for these players, but it will come down into mechanical skills here today for sure. Because the thing is, like in the prior season in Infinite Battle, we all saw these players battle it out with their own characters, with their own battle power, but this time around it will be even footing.
Yes. And of course, it's going to be really, really interesting. I'm so hyped. I can see some familiar team names participating. However, I'm not sure if the players are the same. So that is something that I would like to see later. But then again, still, I would like to say thank you so much to Combo Infinite for making this tournament happen. Thank you so much. And of course, to the community of Cabal Online. Cabal Infinite Combo, Cabal Ultimate Combo. Thank you guys so much for supporting the game. This won't be possible without all of you guys.
Yeah, for sure. It is what builds up the community, or well, rather the esports scene. It is the community that truly builds it up there. But on the win, we're down into season 2. I mean, last season, right? We were able to see a lot of these formidable teams in the playoffs, or at least during the qualifiers. These teams are battling with their own characters, and then in the playoffs, in the semifinals, in the grand finals, it all came down into that cross-server matchup with everyone having the same equipment and the same battle power. So we saw a little bit of that sneak peek from what we could expect here today, and I can assume and I can expect from what we saw back then is that today will be kind of a heated and a marathon for these players and for these teams.
Not just for them, it's going to be a marathon for us as well.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. But of course, guys, you guys are in for a treat because this will actually dictate who's going to be the strongest in terms of, battling in equal footing. There will be no more excuses that, the other team has a better equipment or a very well built, equipment. They have all the ups and upgrades. So there will be no more excuses because if you did not succeed in this particular tournament, it can only mean one thing: you have to get good.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it really boils down into the backbone of mechanical skills for these players, right? And these players, these teams have been playing consistently time and time again. But just a quick overview and a rundown of what we have up and running currently in this tournament is that we have the basically the what do you call this? The qualifiers? Because we're still not in the quarterfinals, we're still not in the semifinals, but it is basically the top 10 teams remaining in this tournament, coming down from 20 teams that were able to register. So it will be really exciting because after today, there will only be a couple of teams remaining. That will be 8 teams rather that will be remaining.
That's right. That's right. And of course, guys, as you can see, like what we've mentioned a while ago, you can see at least some of the familiar names in this particular tournament that we have. So this is gonna be really, really exciting. As you can see, Ultiplays performed really well as well last season. So I want to see how are they going to perform. Like what we said, it is now in equal footing, and that there will be no more excuses for all of these teams. Whenever they, whenever they off each other in the battlefield. It's gonna be all out. There will be no holding back. It's gonna be really, really intense. And as you can see, like what Infinity said a while ago, it's more an analyzation. It's more on the execution as well. The timing is also very, very important. So we are going to witness how they have actually mastered these things. What gave them the courage to join, and how confident are they that they can actually win this tournament.
Yeah, and I think confidence definitely plays a huge part. That these teams have that confidence jumping into the stage, jumping into the tournament itself as well. To be able to really just play it out how they usually do, but really it will be a test of time. It will be a testament for these players as well. Can they match up against the rest of the server on their capability as Cabalistas here in this game overall? But Undoing, we're jumping down into day one here. How are you doing first and foremost? I know it has been a busy day so far, but how was it?
My God, like what you said, it has been a busy day for me. I've been looking at numbers because at some point I'm a data analyst as well. So in the office, so it's really, really tedious, and I have to prepare for our quarterly report. But aside from that, I've been going around the malls here in Luzon because of
Sure.
a mall tour together with Cyberzone. So thank you so much. And yeah, I've been looking forward to this season's Infinite War of the Celestial Sea because I can't really put my head around it, but it feels like this is like the tournament that really, really put that really, really you know make every Cabalistas at least watch and witness who's really the best of the best in their server because they have their bragging rights, they have their own clans, their guilds. Now they have a chance to once again at least redeem themselves if they didn't actually succeed last this season. So how are they going to tell their story? I can't wait to see that all of that here in this tournament.
Well, what else to have to finish our day off here in the Cabal, the Infinite War of Celestial Sea Maximize Battle? And you mentioned being a data analyst, and surely that could be of use here today, considering these players will be playing on even footing. It will be a battle of who has the better composition, who has the better mechanical skills, and playing with these numbers could help as well. Because the thing is, like, game, especially coming down into Cabal Mobile, is definitely a play of numbers as well, coming in from the dungeons to the battle power and to really timing down your skills to the T. But now we're jumping into round number one. It's Jok Lang versus Ultiplays that will be batting it out at the very first matchup.
Right. And again, we all know what Ultiplays can do since last season. But Jok Lang is like a whole new team that we are not all familiar with. But of course, then again, maybe the only thing that stopped them from participating way, way back is the power, the power gap between the whalers and, of course, the regular players. But now, since they are provided with pre-generated account, that's not going to be a problem. But as you can see in our band, we have Warrior, Gladiator, and Force Archer. So definitely, I can say that the additional layer of HP coming from the buff of the Warrior won't be considered or won't be taking into place in this battle. Same with the Gladiator. Though Force Archer's healing capability will be taken out as well in the equation. So let's see how will this match number one pan out. So
Yeah.
as you can see in the first team, we have Jok Lang. They have the Force Shielder. Again, without the Force Archer in the equation, they have to consider having that second layer of protection, which is the Shadow Shield. And of course, in terms of damage dealing, we have the Blader, and of course, in terms of holding them into one place, we have the Force Blader. That is for Jok Lang. So, what about Ultiplays? What can you say about their lineup?
Well, the thing is, it's pretty much the only difference between these two teams are the Blader and the Wizard. So distinctively, for Ultiplays, they are utilizing Wizard, which has the buffs that can reduce the critical chances for your opponents. You also have a little bit of that HP and that mana as well, that I think would come into a massive play, especially up against the likes of Force Blader that can deny that mana freeze, which I think would be quite crucial for the survival of Ultiplays overall. But of course, this will be coming into a couple of cons as well. Without the Blader, you don't have that full on damage all in situation up against the likes of these squishy targets. So that's one of the downsides, but nevertheless, I think these two teams are up and running and good to go coming for round one.
hmm And of course, like what I said, it is all gonna go down once again to how well or how good they are in terms of the execution, because these matchup like this, since you don't have the healer to provide healing capability to your team, it's all about how you move from one place to another. It's like, you have to at least avoid them from at least pinning you down, or the everyone down, because I think the only thing that will set these two teams apart is how well rehearsed their play is going to be.
For sure. So we'll see where these two teams will lead us, but of course it will be to the side of Team Jok Lang and Ultiplays. For the side of Jok Lang, we have set by Mar, you have the Blader, you have Nox, you have Sardins, and you have Ped.
hmm And of course, for the side of Ultiplays, we have Luna FP, Decidido DM, Balayong FS, Maav FG, Lazy Crazy Wiz. So, such awesome names. So, still, again, it's not just about the names, it's about the execution. So, we wish these players. Be it. I think it's gonna be one kill ahead for the side of Ultiplays. It's not a rocket science. They really know what is the name of the particular member of Joke Lang that they have to really focus their attention on. So I think we have here the Blader from the side of Team Joke Lang, trying his best to at least get out of the way and pretty much distance himself from another players or from other players. But I think he's succeeding in doing so. But again, with that, they actually focused more of their attention in their Force Blader, and Nox FB got taken out.
Yeah, so far this will be an advantage to the side of Ultiplays, but Balayong is not here. We could not see him, and thus far that will be a huge turn on the side of Ultiplays. It will be a 4v4 currently, and so far you have the Blader down low for Jok Lang, trying to dash and fade away, trying to dodge the damage incoming from Ultiplays. But the chase is there. Blader is down low, 1 HP remaining, one more hit to bring him down. As the Wizard with that arrow will not be enough, will not suffice, and thus far, he is surviving quite a bit. And Ultiplays still having that focus fire on him, still trying to chase him down, but the intuition would be there just to save the day, and Blader will still be alive.
Yep, the Blader is still indeed alive. So, I mean, I think the Blader is role here is just to distract and use his capability to dodge most of the attack, to at least let some of the members of Team Jok Lang to focus their attention on the side of Ultiplays, or to the players of Ultiplays. However, I don't see any of the players of Ultiplays falling down. It's true that we don't see Balayong FS right here. He's out of commission, and so is Nox FB. So it's gonna be like a 4v4 situation. But in terms of advantage, I think Team Jok Lang has the upper hand, since they still have the Force, a shielder that can still provide that second layer of protection. The Blader here is still being punished by everyone in Ultiplays, and he is doing his best to survive the assault. However, he is succeeding in doing so because they have they have a wonderful strategy, and that is to slowly drain the life of every single team member of Ultiplays. But again, I don't see any of the players from Ultiplays HP dropping at least to the half of their at least half. It's not dropping any lower than that. So I don't know what is Team Jok Lang planning to do here.
And that's the problem I mentioned a while ago during the draft. That the thing is, like, Ultiplays, they may have the wizard that will provide a little bit of that defensive capability for the team, but at the cost of missing out on damage. And thus far, Blader does not have the intuition any longer. That will be an opportunity for Ultiplays to just jump in and go for the all-in with that crowd control. Blader is really down low, with Luna having the kill shot onto Blader. The north side, Team Jok Lang might have just taken it down. It's a 2-for-2 for now, and Ultiplays have yet to find another. The Force Gunner, Sardins, already also low, so that can be a focus fire for Ultiplays to pivot themselves into a greater edge. But thus far, Ultiplays playing very defensive. They know that they could buy time. They have the Force Shielder, they have the Dark Mage, they may also have the Force Gunner, but the respawners are going to be up already. And Team Jok Lang has yet to find another as well. No sustain.
Yep, definitely. But Sardins right here is being punished. He's being pinned down because of that Force Blader, and that's gonna be it for him. Sardins going down in a blaze of flame. So it's gonna be a 3 kill count advantage, or sorry, 1 kill count advantage for the side of Ultiplays. They still have 4 members, surviving members in their team. So it's gonna be a 3v4 situation. Sardins again is respawning. Because I think the main objective here is that Sardins will be the main damage dealer for the side of Team Jok Lang. However, that is not being, it's not being, what do you call this, absorbed that much by Team Ultiplays. But I think I am now seeing the effect of Team Ultiplays losing their Force Shielder in the beginning of this round right here, because they have two 2 members down. So it's an equal kill count between the 2 of them. So it's a 3-3. Who's gonna be the winner of this battle? I think in terms of the kill count, it's gonna be Team Jok Lang, and that's where the difference between these 2 teams is now slowly showing. Because as you can see, they have the Force Shielder to serve as the tank, and at the same time provide Shadow Shield. Once that particular shield already hits its cooldown, if it's needed to be activated or to be used during the battle, they can easily use it. As of when it comes to Ultiplays, they don't have any extra layer of protection remaining.
And now it comes down to 2 left for Ultiplays. Team Jok Lang is on the advantage. They still have 3 members up. They have 4 kill counts to their name. Thus far, Decidido and Luna, not really the strongest in terms of defensive capability, and now Luna will be the target. It's an FF coming in from Jok Lang, already down low. Force Blader, Force Shielder rather, and the Dark Mage trying to catch him up. The Force Kick will be there. Force Blader down low. Luna trying to dash and fade away. Will still be able to buy time, but 15 seconds remaining. They have to get another kill for them to break even. But Jok Lang will come out on edge as Luna goes down. It will be the 5th kill for Team Jok Lang, and that will bring them to the members' advantage and take game 1 of round 1.
Right. As far as I can see, it's real. The pain point of Team Ultiplays is that they lost their force shielder in the early stage of the game, so they have no way to defend themselves against the assault of Team Joke Lang. So losing that extra layer of protection for the side of Team Joke Lang is really really pivotal for their team, because who's gonna be providing that extra layer of defense, since we have no force archer to provide healing. Having that shadow shield is really really crucial. So they might have taken out everyone in the team of or maybe the blader. They might have taken out the blader, they might have taken out the force blader, but leaving that force shielder behind played a huge role in this match right here. So that's why I think that's one of the reasons why Team Jok Lang had the advantage in round number 1.
Yeah, well, there are a couple of things as well into consideration coming in for that specific game. The thing is, one of which you have already mentioned and doing, like the Force Shielder not being available for Ultiplays as the very first member who fell down. I think that became a bit of a torn onto the side of Ultiplays. No longer have the only sustain available for the team in comparison to the opposition, wherein they still have that shadow shield, they still have that extra tanking capabilities. And yes, Force Shielders does not exactly have the most damage, but just the party buffs availability is already a strong lead overall. So when you're talking about that prolonged matchup, it definitely helps.
Right. So let's see the replay in order for us to be, at least enlightened of what really happened in the game right here. As you can see, I'm not sure what happened with the Force Shielder of Ultiplays, but he got taken out quite easily, and I don't think he's the person who will be responding in this round right here. So that's a very huge mistake coming in from the side of Ultiplays. Because if you're gonna ask me if I will if I will assign someone to be revived, it's gonna be the Force Shielder, okay? Because I think its role is really really pivotal, especially if they already have banned the Archer in this game right here. So again, still that's a round number 1 for this match right here between Team Jok Lang and of course Team Ultiplays. The question here is, will Team Ultiplays be able to at least force a game number 3 to Team Jok Lang, or is this gonna be the end of the road for them for the Infinite War of Celestial Sea Maximized battle?
Well, it's not a question I can answer for sure, but it boils down to how Ultiplays will play it out in match number 2. If they could really find the right targets, and then in round number 1, I don't mind their focus fire definitely in the very first couple of seconds and even the minutes, right? They were targeting the right people, they were targeting the right players. But the thing is, as we have mentioned a while ago, one of the core problems really is losing your Force Shielder, especially considering that there is no Force Archer in the mix. You do not have that sustain, and your huge dependency will go into the Force Shielder for the 6 minutes of a round or a match. So really, just losing your Force Shielder will be a huge pain. So if Ultiplays can manage to find a different perspective or buy time for the Force Shielder to keep him alive for a bit longer, it definitely would help.
Right. And of course, guys, like what we said, if you guys are watching this at home, make sure that you share it to your friends and families, because we're giving out codes, guys. So if we reach a certain milestones like 200, okay, 200 milestones, 200 viewers, if we can reach those milestones, we'll be giving away codes every now and then. So our first milestone is 200, second is 250, third is 300, and the last definitely not the least is the master code, which will be given before the stream ends. So if you're watching this, please do share the stream with your friends in order for them to watch, and let's increase our visibility and number of viewers in order for us to reach that milestone.
Yeah, and it will be more fun, right? As they have, well, so as someone said, the more the merrier. I don't know
Yeah.
who that came from or where that code came from, but you all know what it is. The more the merrier. So the more people we are, it definitely is more happy. But the thing is, going back into the game, going back into the teams, right? Ultiplays, we have seen this in the past in the Infinite Battle, and they definitely shook the tournament. Uh, in some shape or form in their favor, and Jok Lang and some of the teams that are in this tournament are actually relatively new
Yes.
in our faces. So that is a welcome sight, and I really love this. Right, just having new players, new teams, new guilds coming
Mm-hmm.
across and joining this tournament is really a banger, if you may.
That's true. Us seeing unfamiliar names in this tournament right here, that means you have the courage and the guts to participate in tournaments like this. And of course, you understand that you guys will be playing on an equal field, so you don't have to be afraid of anything. But if
Yeah,
you guys really trust the way you play the game, if you trust that, like I think there is a saying: if you're gonna be embodying your character, if you can
embody.
like there's a certain series where I watch, like, Be the Ball. It's like I think that's Sheldon Cooper. He's playing a bowling, be the ball. But if you embody your character, and at the same time, if you really love playing Cabal day in day out, then it's gonna speak volumes in this tournament right here.
Who would you embody though?
Are we talking about
In
the
this
series?
in this
In the game, in the
game,
game.
in this game.
In this game, definitely I'm gonna be embodying hmm a force shielder, force blader still. But if I'm gonna be
Mm,
embodying an NPC, I want to be Yuan.
okay. You know what? Fair assessment. You know what? I respect the decision. Respect the option. But for me, I'll just be a crag turtle.
Crack
Who
turtle.
cares?
Oh my god.
Crag turtle just walking around the portlocks, just chilling around. I definitely love to see that. Just hiding on my shell and playing it defensively, which I think connecting into this hermit as well, just playing defensively overall, especially in the first few minutes,
Hmm.
would be quite crucial for Team Ultiplays. We have to keep in mind that Jok Lang has the Blader, and the biggest advantage of a Blader is the potential for that kill potential, for that all-in
Yes.
potential, with so much buffs that really increases his damage output by a ton. So I think that's something that Ultiplays has to keep in mind. The cooldown timers of these skills, they really have to watch out for.
That's true. Again, this is something that really, really hits hard. Considering the type of character that your opponent is using, it is also a plus. Like what we said when you mentioned Blader, it's gonna be a character that deals so much critical damage, and a character that at some point never misses its target. So it's gonna be hard for this particular character to miss the mark. So it will be raining critical once it touches you. So that it has lots of capabilities to at least close the gap, like the force kick, and at the same time, when this particular character uh, goes into battle mode, to berserker mode, it's gonna be really, really wild, because it can easily jump from one place and close the gap from point A to point B. So lots of things to consider, especially if you don't have that sustainability that we were talking about a while ago. So this will pretty much define the path of this tournament right here. How capable you guys are in terms of being flexible without the healing capability of force archers, or maybe even without that additional layer protection provided by the force shielder. Because let's be honest, that is the meta. That is the most common strategy that we're going to be seeing in this tournament right here. So the adjustment will be coming from every single player. And of course, we have the banning right now. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Oh wow. Okay. Force gunner, force shielder, force blader. Okay. So we don't have that debuff coming in from the force blader. We have that sustainability from the force archer, but we don't have that extra layer of protection that is the shadow shield. Now, it's all gonna go down on how well or how reliant is your force archer.
Yeah, I mean that is a perspective to look at. Like Force Archer is always going to be the key, and it could be that potential target for any of these two teams. But something to keep in mind as well, it could be the Dark Mage as one of the options as a focus fire for Ultiplays as a target. If not for the Force Archer, considering that Dark Mages are quite squishy. And the problem with the Force Archer, if you really want to target him and bring him down, there's just so much buffs. There are so much sustainability and the utility to really outrun those focus fire and those all in. So that's one of the things that Ultiplays could go for. And similarly, and likewise for Jok Lang, right? You have the Wizard as an option and the Force Archer and Dark Mage.
That's true. And as you can see, we're about to start the second round or the second series of this match right here. So let's see. Is there going to be a round number three? We don't know, but of course, match point for Team Jok Lang. Ultiplays is on the edge right here. So how will this affect their performance? Again, given the fact that each of them doesn't have that of force shielder. So Balayong, wow, with the force kick, trying to enter the enemy territory on this early stage of the game. So there is the combo, there is the strike. I can see lots of lights flickering in the scene right here. But of course, it's all about the healing capability of our Force Archer. Set by right here, our Gladiator is being punished. Noxo Warrior is also being punished. However, we have the Gladiator for the side of Ultiplays, whose HP is already less than half of his HP. So I think the Force Archer here is doing quite well, sustaining everyone in the party. Now the question here is, are they going to be the center of attention, or will they be able to at least make sure that they will be able to do their job without any problem?
Yeah, I mean, it is always that optimal situation of doing the perfect strategy, doing the perfect strats, right? But the thing is, Ultiplays in Team Jok Lang, hand-to-hand combat as of yet, not really showing weakness in this current stage of the match. However, you have the Blader and the Gladiator, Jok Lang trying to pin them down, or getting pinned down rather, by Ultiplays. Luna already down low. There's no more Spirit Shield to defend himself. That will be one down for Ultiplays. Brings it down to a 4v5, an advantage for Jok Lang. They still have their big hitters, the Blader, the Gladiator, the Dark Mages still alive for them to be able to pin a target. Ideally, it will be the Force Archer, it will be the Dark Mage, as long as it will give them the advantage in numbers. But all the players as of yet still have yet to find another.
Right. And of course, there is the buff coming in from our warrior, who can actually add an extra amount of HP in their HP bar right here. But then again, it's all about execution. It's all about timing. Regardless of how well or how good you are in terms of activating these skills, if you don't activate them in the perfect moment, it can be crucial. It can be really, really one of the things that the enemy can really see immediately and turn into their advantage. So Sardens right here. Oh, Sardens disappeared. It's gonna be a 4v4 situation. However, gunner mode for the side of Ultiplays, gunner mode, BFA. But we have here Sardens respawning. They still have that equal layer of, or they still have that damage output in the characters, in the side of Blader. But what's gonna happen here is that they will just keep on dodging, and they will just keep on what do you call this? Restoring everyone's HP, or every party's HP right here. So if I'm gonna be asking one of them to do something about this, it's gonna be targeting the Force Archer. But we all know that Force Archer won't be stagnant in one place. Oh,
Down low for
Oh!
Jok Lang, trying to dodge, trying to run away, but at the nick of time, will be able to be shielded by the Gladiator. A fancy set of plays coming in from set by Mar. Thus far, Ultiplays still having that one kill alongside with Jok Lang. Pretty even for both these teams as of yet. It will be a Blader traded for a Wizard, but if I may say, Ultiplays might have that advantage just because they have removed one of that big damage dealers from the side of Jok Lang. The thing is, why you want a Wizard in your composition is because of the buffs, the force hardness. Those are going to play a crucial part into buffing up your team. Aside from that, it will be damage as well, but the trade-off is much better for Ultiplays. 1-1 as of yet. It's a 4v4 currently, and both these teams are still trying to find a way to turn the tides in their favor.
that's true. But as you can see here, like what you said, having a wizard in your party definitely pays off. Unfortunately, Luna is no longer in the field, and again, this is a at least the best of three series, and at the same time, we are looking at the tie. If ever no one will let up, so I think if ever this is gonna be a tie, Team Jok Lang will still emerge victorious because having another score, another tie, then I don't know what's gonna be the ruling though. But Balayong losing that battle mode again, trying to activate his battle mode 2. He's being punished by Setmar, but however the damage is not really there. No one's letting up, guys. No one is letting up. This is gonna be, the advantage
by
of
Mar.
having a Force Archer in your party, and of course, set by Mar is being punished, being chased down, right here, trying to pin this particular player down, but not succeeding in doing so.
Yeah, I mean, you have good heals coming in from the Force Archer, and also good heals from
Oh!
the Gladiator himself with the Rage built up. Ultiplays still trying to chase him down. Warrior trying to reach him out, but so far, it is the Gladiator with that fancy footwork just going around the tournament area. Thus far, Dark Mage will be the target by the side of Jok Lang. So in trade, it will be the Dark Mage versus the Gladiator being pinned down, being targeted. And thus far, it looks like Jok Lang might have that opportunity to catch up onto Decidido rather.
But
It's
I
just
think
two tank, yeah.
that's true. I mean, I think what Team Jok Lang is doing here is just wasting time. Because again, if this goes to a tie, I don't know what's gonna be our ruling. Who will Joke Time win, or will Ultiplays still get another chance? I think that's the end of the game right here. So the winner is Joke Lang. Right, Team Joke Lang, guys. Why? Again, it's a tie. So it's a best of three series. If there's one tie, there's no way that the other member can catch up, or the other team can catch up. So congratulations, Team Joke Lang, for winning our first match right here in the Infinite War of Celestial Sea, the Maximized Battle. So, do you think it's a really good strategy that they just wasted some time, or Ultiplays could have done more in that particular second round? Because I think they were setting their eyes on a particular character, but they were not able to chase him down, hence resulting in a tie for the second round. So, what do you think happened?
The thing is, they're not wasting time. That I
Mhm.
can tell for sure. None of these players, none of these teams are wasting time. But I think one of the things that happened there is the Force Archer being available for both sides. It became a nuisance. It became a headache. And yes, both these teams got 1 kill each, but the thing is, if they're not able to bring down the Force Archer anytime soon, all throughout those rounds, all throughout those matches, the game will go on forever, right?
That's true.
So that's one of the downsides. That's one of the perspectives that you can look at. And I think in these situations, here in Maximized Battle, where everyone has the same battle power, everyone has the same equipment, it boils down into how your team coordinates, how you utilize your skills, and timing. These are going to play a crucial part into you getting more chances in winning.
That's true. So let's check the replay and see what really happened. So I guess Jok Lang had the advantage on the get-go, but Ultiplays was able to at least catch up. But the thing is, I think they pinned down Sardens twice, but Sardens returned to battle because he's capable of being revived. So the problem there is that when you pin down a particular character, it's gonna be you know a very big adjustment coming in from your team because you are thinking that okay, if we cannot bring down someone, might as well try and I'll provide the healing. And like what you said, this particular battle will go on forever if there will be no timer because the Force Archers in both the team is doing such a magnificent job.
Yeah, so those are pretty much like some of the perspectives coming down to game number 2. But Team Jok Lang winning game number 1 and having that draw in game 2 allowed them to take the win into round 1, which makes us proceed into the series 2 for the day, wherein it will be Team Iri Dengki or Iri Dengki versus Team Kindred.
Mm-hmm.
But before we jump into series 2, we're just gonna take a short break. But when we come back, it will be the second series. It will be the second game for the day. See you guys there.
Once our world stood mighty, a land of power and prosperity. But greed awakened a darkness that shattered everything, leaving only chaos. Now, that darkness returns, stronger than ever, consuming all in its wake. Yet hope remains, as the warriors of Nevereth rise once more to defy their fate. Two great nations stand, Capella, guardians of wisdom and order, and Procyon, champions of strength and conquest. The war has begun. Claim your destiny. Cabal, ultimate combo. Rise now as the true king.
We are the bearers of faith, the eternal flame that will never fade. Capella stands as the guardian of divine purpose and sacred order. For we know, freedom without direction becomes destruction. They are Procyon. They spread fear, twist lies, and call it freedom. But we see through it. We do not waver. We train. We endure. For this war is sacred. We fight for the true light, for a world uncorrupted by deception. So choose not rebellion, but revelation. Swear your blade. Stand with Capella.
They called it order, but we remember it as chains. Their religion, their laws, their teachings. They protect no one but themselves. But we rose, with bare hands, with rage and hearts that will not kneel. We are Procyon, born of pain and bound by memory. We will burn every lie to ass. Because freedom is never given. It must be taken. Procyon, step beyond false light and fight for freedom.
I saw it with my own eyes. The moment the sky tore open, we fought until the stones wept. Neither side gave in. Neither side stepped back. And then it arrived. A force from a nameless realm. It chose no side. It devoured everything. I remember their eye in that moment. We were no longer enemies. We fought as one. No orders, no promises, only survival. That day stays with us, not for victory, but because we didn't die alone. Perhaps the darkness came only to remind us where the light truly lives.
The Great War between Procyon and Capella, yeah, that ended a long time ago. Now then, let's take a look at everyday life here in Cabal. At the edge of Navareth, there's a place. They say it holds rare treasures and powerful relics. Only the greedy dare to enter, but if the reward's worth it, someone always takes the risk. Look at that, ghosts? Monsters? Think they'll survive? Wanna bet? This isn't just a dungeon, it's a test of guts. Are you brave enough to try?
Once, our world stood mighty, a land of power and prosperity. But greed awakened a darkness that shattered everything, leaving only chaos. Now, that darkness returns, stronger than ever, consuming all in its wake. Yet, hope remains, as the warriors of Nevereth rise once more to defy their fate. Two great nations stand, Capella, guardians of wisdom and order, and Procyon, champions of strength and conquest. The war has begun. Claim your destiny. Cabal, ultimate combo. Rise now as the true king.
We are the bearers of faith, the eternal.
Cabal Infinite Combo Tournament. The Maximized War of Celestials. 5v5 single elimination. Each team consists of 5 players. Each team is allowed 2 substitute players. Players will use pre-made accounts and items. Each team is allowed a maximum of 2 revives, but each player can only revive once per round. Each round has a 7-minute time limit. Eliminating an opponent earns 1 point. The first team to reach 7 points wins the match. If the time runs out, the team with the higher kill count wins. If the score is tied, the team that secured the first kill wins.
Hey guys, so welcome back to the Infinite War of Celestial Sea, the Maximized Battle. My name is Ando, and of course, together with my partner, Infinity. And of course, we are going to proceed to game number 2 of tonight's matchup. So
Yeah.
again, we will be hearing a lot from our players, and we will see them partake in this tournament right here.
And hopefully hearing from the cat as well. Third caster on the desk, make it a trio here on Infinite War of Celestial Sea. But definitely, all right, we're going down into round 2 of today's matchups. It will be between Iri Dengki up against Kindred for Series 2 of today. And quite possibly new names, or maybe senior veteran teams overall, or veteran players. But it really just is a test of time because Cabal has been with us for quite some time in the international stage, in the global stage. It has been a decade. It may have been a couple of decades already that this game's alive.
That's very true. Just look at me. When I last played Cabal, that was
You
way
were
back.
what, elementary? No, I'm
Not
kidding.
really. I was in college or high school even. I
Okay.
still have hair. If you've
Now
watched
you don't?
I don't have now. That's why I've been wearing a cap.
Nice.
So let's try to get rid of the cap for once, okay? So that my head feels comfortable. So yeah, definitely, guys. When I last played Cabal, that was way back when I was still in high school, and I am saving up my lunch money just for me to play because You have to top up way back.
Oh yeah, those mini cards, right? Those
Yeah.
mini cards. Woo. What a throwback. So you were college, I was probably elementary. And
Damn.
these guys and these players are probably like, I don't know, seniors or something. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. But jumping into the
Not me,
game,
not me. Okay.
definitely not you, 100% not you. But jumping back into the game once again, it will be Team Iri Dengki up against Team Kindred. Where and once again, it's pretty much the same format. It's similar look to what we have seen in round number one. We're in. It's pretty much exactly the same thing that these players have even footing in terms of battle power and equipments. And then you have random bans. Then these players or these teams will select their compositions right after. So very similar to that.
hmm I don't know, but if in this particular matchup between Ira Denki and Kindred, I don't know if we're gonna be witnessing another banning in terms of the Force Shielder or maybe even the Force Archer. We've seen how the match really take place if we're gonna be removing these two characters from the equation. So that is one thing that we really need to like watch out for, especially if your players what they call this main characters really revolves around those characters like the Force Archer and Force Shielder.
Yeah, I mean there are quite a bit of possibilities with the random bands. Just removing three classes narrows down the possible selection of classes that you may have in your composition. So we'll see what game number one will give us. It will be a ban on the Force Gunner, the Force Shielder, and the Force Blader.
hmm So, if you're going to ask me again, we still have lots of factors to consider. I mean, removing these two pivotal character in the game is not just the way to go. So you can think of other strategies as well. Whenever you remove these factors in the game. For example, as you can see right now on your screen, Force Shielder is gone, Shadow Shield is gone. First Blader debuff is out of the question. Of course, Force Gunner, another character who can do so much damage on the field. So let's see how will the Force Archer do this job without these three characters in the factor.
Yeah, I think it would be the Force Archer and the Dark Mage that will be having a priority for sure. Just because it gives you that heal, and then the Dark Mage will be your alternative for that crowd control. But it seems like it would be not mirrored. It will be a difference of the Wizard and the Warrior, which I think is fair. Just because these two classes provide the different utility and different buffs overall. The Wizard, once again, gives you that force hardness. You also have a little bit of that decrease of crit potential from your opponents. You have that extra HP and mana that denies those mana freezes. As for the Warrior, it's a little bit of that buff of HP and defensive capacity.
That's very true. So again, it's all about the execution, guys. So we don't have the debuffer, we don't have the we don't have the hold, we don't have the field of execution that will actually play a pivotal role as well in this match right here. So let's see how is this game going to pan out.
Yeah.
But of course, we have our players right here from Team Iri Dengki. We have Balokachi BL, 2EC for Mex GL, Ainora, DMT Cabal DM, and the Kaltra ZX FA.
Yeah, and for the Kindred side, you have Yves, you have Merlin, you have Wendy, you have Mystic, and you have Zeno for the opposition. And thus far, you called it right. The Force Blader typically is one of those classes, those key classes that really puts up and a bit of an advantage just because of the debuff availability. But as an alternative option, you still have that Dark Mages for both sides here. So utilizing the Dark Mages as debuff, utilizing the All-In for the Blader would also play quite a bit of that part to round number one.
hmm Also, that shield that can that the gladiator can provide to a single player is also a pivotal role that we can consider because it can it can do so much in terms of clutching a player's life, especially if that particular player is about to go down. So no hits is coming here, and of course Kindred Zeno is being punished. And there you go. That's the jump. I think Yves right here has his eyes set on a different player. So everyone is all around. But I think for the side of Kindred, it is Mystic who's getting FF in this particular match right here.
And I think thus far it's really a buy of time here, playing it a bit defensively. You still had that force archer available, so timing the dark mage debuffs, timing the bladers all in for all of those skills to hit would be crucial. And now Team Iri Dengki trying to pin down Wendy, but you still have those HP, you still have those heals that are available, which makes it such of a headache for Iri Dengki to bring down the Force Archer. But thus far, a quarter of the HP gone already, and Team Iri Dengki is persevering to bring him down. But the debuffs coming for Dark Mage will not be enough. But on the opposition, the Dark Mage of Team Iri Dengki will face the Rat of Team Kindred. Down to 1 HP, but at the nick of time, will be able to bring out those buffs to keep himself alive a bit longer.
That's right. I mean, that particular shield that was casted to IDMT, it's a really a clutch save coming in from the Gladiator of Team Ira Denki. So there you have it. Even though you don't have the second layer of protection, which is the Shadow Shield, the Gladiator's buff will still come in handy. But you really have to be able to tell which player you're going to be giving this a buff to, because it's really crucial that you understand and you know who's going to be your target in this particular buff.
Yeah, but so far, Kindred will not be able to take down the Dark Mage. Those heals, those buffs came at a clutch. Iri Dengki facing the same destiny as well as their opponents. No one faltering thus far. Everyone just keeping themselves alive. And I think that is the current pattern that we have in this tournament. Once you're down a bit low in HP, you have to dash and fade. Remove that combo capability from your opponent on a lock-in. And thus far, everyone's doing the same exact thing. And their HPs are full to the brim. Force Archers doing their job.
That's right. And I really want to give props to all the Force Archers who's been doing such a wonderful job in this particular matchup, keeping their parties alive. But Kindred right here, Yves, is hanging by a thread with more than at least a half an HP. But there's the restore, there's the heal. And as you can see, everyone right here is not really letting up. A Mystic right here, however, is also being punished. But again, the restore, the heal is coming in really fast from each and every single Force Archer in the field right here. So if I'm gonna be a part of this matchup right here, I'm gonna say it's easy for me to say that I can target the FA, but it is easier said than done.
Yeah, it's a lot difficult now. Before, it is a little bit easier without the extra skills that each and every single class were able to receive during the recent patches, but now it's a lot difficult. Then you also have to consider the availability of the Ray Shield coming from the Gladiators that can protect his teammate down into dangerous situations. And thus far, we have seen a couple of that play out. But Max down low, coming in from Team Iri Dengki, but still keeping himself alive with those dash and phase, running around the tournament area. Having to chase down Yves alongside with his team with the Warrior, going in with that Force Kick, but the Force Archer, Kaltra, goes for the heal.
That was so close, everyone. Too easy. And at the same time, Wendy is on the brink of being eliminated in this round right here, thus making it or giving themselves an opportunity to be a kill point for each and every single opponent. But as you can see, Too Easy is about to go down. Where's the heal? Oh my god, and there you have it. Okay, Ainora as well right here is also being punished. Too Easy. They're not really making it too easy for him. So he's trying to just dash in and fade out of the scene in order for him to avoid being pinned down into one location only. But as you can see, again, in this particular matchup, Caltras is doing such a wonderful job restoring every single one of his party's HP right here, and same goes with Wendy.
Yeah, and it looks like our third commentator is up and going here on the desk, but nevertheless, Team Iri Dengki still kept themselves alive. Now you have the Spirit Shield as well coming from Ainora at the very last minute and 30 seconds. It will be quite
Oh!
crucial, and Wendy will go down. Iri Dengki will receive the numbers advantage,
No!
and if they can keep this up, they might be able to take game 1 of round 2.
Wow! What a clutch play. We still have 60 seconds left on the clock. So how will this game go? Okay. So again, Team Iri Dengki is on the advantage in terms of kill count. And of course, Mystic right here is about to
Merlin.
go down. Merlin is also dying out here, but I don't know when will he be able to restore the HP of Merlin, or is this gonna be it for this, Dark Mage right here? But I think, Merlin will still live to see the light of the day, and his HP will be restored. But however, the point advantage is still is in Team Iri Dengki, and they really have to do their best in order for them to score a point and turn this into a tie, or else they will give Iri Dengki a very huge advantage in this match right here.
And thus far, everyone just corralled on top of each other. Kindred still trying to find a single kill to break things even. But Iri Dengki just has to play time, running around, dashing and fading on the sidelines will suffice. And Team Iri Dengki will win Game 1 of Round 2.
Wow. Definitely. I was surprised. I don't know if they really suddenly decided to take my advice and just focus on Wendy of Team Kindred. But it worked. It worked. I am really happy that it worked for the side of Iri Dengki. I don't know if they're listening to me right now, but if that's what they did, maybe it worked, because honestly speaking, it's not that easy to pin down a Force Archer.
Yeah, it's not that easy, especially considering that, once again, recalling from what we mentioned a while ago, there is the Rage Shield available coming from those gladiators. The Force Archer has a lot of heals, has a lot of skills as well that could evade attacks. A single at a notice, right? So that's something that could keep yourself alive. On top of that, I believe the gladiators also has the capability for that short heals as well. So really the big problem of that composition for both sides is that the sustainability is going across the whole team for both ends.
Hmm. So there you go. I mean, that is really what happened. And let's try to check out the replay if we can see what happened with Team Kindred's losing Wendy in the process. So I think this is like the moment wherein Wendy got pinned in the middle of the battlefield, and there you go. He was stuck, and at the same time, I think the gladiator from the side of Kindred was not able to activate the shield, at least trying or saving Wendy from that particular scenario. So it came off a bit too late. So that gives Iri Denki a point, and at the same time, this round will go to them.
Yeah, so it will be an advantage for this round. One more win, as we are in a best of 3, will take them into the next phase of the tournament, which I believe would be the quarterfinals or the semifinals. Really depends, because I think, or I believe in the live stream, it mentioned that we are currently already in the quarterfinals. But nevertheless, coming down into this, I think both teams did a really good job, but Team Iri Denki just took an opportunity, a very slight margin of error. They would not have been able to bring down the Force Archer, but good utilization of those suppressions, good utilization of the Dark Mages, and then the Bladers as well, to really just bring out the massive amounts of damage at a short period of time to bring down the Force Archer and get a kill and take the win.
That's true. So there you have it, guys. I mean, we still have game number 2, guys, for this particular matchup. Again, they really have to adjust. I mean, there's gonna be a new setup done in the second game, but thing is, what is Team Kindred gonna do about it? Um,
Hmm.
I think they were not able to coordinate properly in that particular moment. Wherein communication is very crucial at some point, where Wendy got stuck in the middle of that chaos, and the gladiator was not able to activate the ratio.
Yeah.
So moving forward, maybe that's not gonna happen. If there's gonna be a similar
Mm,
ban on the next round, let's see if how will
uh,
this pan out.
yeah, there's just tons and tons of possibilities, right? But I think I wanna touch more on from what you mentioned regarding the timing, the coordination, and the chemistry overall. Because the thing is, you have to consider with no force bladers, you do not have the execution, you don't have the ability to mana freeze and all that good stuff. So what you are now basing off your composition of, or your um combo, would be your dark mage to slow down your opponents. The suppression of each and every single classes would play a crucial part as well. So really just timing it up, because the thing is those suppressions will only last 3 seconds or probably even less than that. So you have to keep that in a consistent movement, because one wrong move or one slip of that combo of those timers, then the force archer will just be able to go for the heals, and you won't be able to bring him down.
Mhm. And I think it is Team Iri Dengki who were able to utilize that
Yeah.
particular combo that you were saying a while ago. So I definitely agree with you on that. So adjustments will certainly be made for the second round.
Hmm.
But of course, that's going to be up to the team captains or maybe the team itself. Okay, how will they adjust? If there's a lacking in communication, how will they improve it? So let's see how will this impact our second round. Will there be a game number three? Like what Infinity always say, we don't know. It depends on the players who's duking it out on the field.
Yeah, it's really just up to the players at this point. Where we're asking if they could make it to the marathon, if they could make it to the distance of game three. Honestly, it really just depends on how they played out, how they play those games, how they place those matches. It will be based on them. So we'll see. Because going in for the next match, going into the next game, we would have a different set of bans, as you have called out a while ago. So it definitely can change things up and could change a bit of that chemistry that we have surrounding this tournament.
Mhm. And of course, guys, let me just remind all of you that we have a milestone for each and every one of you guys. If we achieve a certain milestone, we're going to be showing up codes on the screen in order for you to claim in game. So, what are you waiting for, guys? Like the stream and, of course, share it to your friends in order for us to get more viewers and in order for us to get more codes.
Yeah, we have milestones that we're looking at, right? Do those 200 viewers, 250, 300, and at the end of the stream, we might just be able to sneak ourselves into one more for the viewers watching at home. So, you know what? Once again, the more the merrier. So, for those of
Mhm.
you guys that are looking for those codes, stay tuned, and you might just be able to redeem a code of your own.
Right. Since a while ago, we talked about like throwbacks. Okay, and you said that you were in elementary. So how did you play when you started playing Cabal? You were in elementary, right? So how did you play it? I
Sure.
mean,
What do you mean how I played it?
it's a it's like pay to play, right? Before, so how did you play it?
Well, the thing is, I really just I just don't mind it. I just play because I want to play it. And the thing is, I was a huge fan of MMORPGs as soon as I got my hands off on it, right? And Cabal was really one of the first big ones at the beginning, at the start of at least my age, or at least your age, you know what? Right, that was one of the peak MMORPGs in the past,
That's
and
true.
definitely is still leading the charge currently. So that's really just when I started, I got hooked. And the thing about MMORPGs, I'm a very competitive person. So really, you want to grind out your character, you want to build up your character, build that battle power, and the rest was history.
Mhm. Before we don't have the Lycano set. It's just
We don't even have past Mithril.
yeah, we don't even have those sets before.
Mithril was the king.
Um, the only set that I have is like Red Osmu. That's the
Sure.
highest.
Yeah.
That's the highest that I was able to get when I was still playing Cabal way back. So I spent so much money in it, and again, big shout out to the computer shops that I played with before, or that I used to look after before, because I was once a I don't know how to say it in English. Someone who actually manages a computer
Managing.
shop. Yeah, managing
Yeah.
a computer shop before. So yeah, big shout out to Diego Spadahan for the computer
Cool.
shop that I managed before. That was way back. And yeah, I do cut classes sometimes, but it didn't affect my
I don't
grades at all.
recommend the people, the students out there to do
Yeah,
the
don't
same
do
thing that
not do
I'm
not
doing.
cut classes, okay? Do not cut classes, please. I don't want to get flagged right
D-
here.
Definitely not. But you know what? It's really just a grind, right? It's really just a
Mm.
grind and that competitive nature of mankind. But as we have mentioned a while ago, we are jumping into game number two. We have a different set of random bands up here in
Mm.
this game, wherein we will not be able to see the Force Gunner, the Force Shielder, and the Force Blader.
So I think it was the same banning, like compared a while ago. So is this gonna be a replay of round number one? We don't know yet. So what are the adjustments that they will do? Are they gonna be picking different characters, or will they be playing, you know, same characters moving forward? We don't know yet. So we're gonna see the picks in a few. So don't worry about it. Again, no debuff, no field of execration, no mana freeze, no debuff. Okay, so that's what's gonna happen. No shadow shield, and
Mhm.
definitely no DPS character in, or less DPS character in the form of Force Gunner.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. But as you have mentioned, if we're gonna have a similar ban, for this game too, and then things could look a little bit more similar, to game one. But it would definitely still be a bit different, just because you have different timings, you have different focus fire, you have different targets, you have different stacking of those skills. And every single match is what I love about these kinds of tournaments in MMORPGs generally, is that every single match would look a bit different just because you have a lot of complexities in these kinds of tournaments, like the movements, the skills, the timings, the stacking of skills, the combos, right? There's a lot of things that comes into play in MMORPG tournaments.
Hmm. Right. Again, the Force Archer is still in play. So if if the same thing will happen for the side of Team Kindred, it's gonna be a tough pill to swallow. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a hard pill to swallow, because if they will be committing the same mistake wherein they can't really communicate properly with one another. It's going to be a huge advantage for the side of Team Iri Dengki, because they will really seize that moment and turn that into an opportunity to score a victory for them, from them.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're singing a song. If you have one shot, will you take it? Do you know that?
Yeah.
I don't know if the lyrics was correct, but if for the viewers watching at home, if you can relate, then cheers to that. But
That's true.
nevertheless, we are currently in.
Oh,
Okay. So
okay.
we're currently moments away from game number two, and we're gonna have a different set of bands.
Okay, so the graphic is maybe there has been some technical error, but okay. So no buff coming in from the warrior. Definitely, the gladiator won't be able to provide that clutch play with the ray shield, and of course the healing capability of the force archer. So we have the blader, force shielder, force gunner, the wizard in play right here. Force blader, dark mage. Those are the characters that you can actually look at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see what this type of situation, what the bands will produce in terms of result. But looking at this, it's very much the Force Shielder coming into play instead of the Force Archer, and the remainder of the composition is looking a bit similar to the past game. Just a bit of switch around with the Force Blader and the Dark Mage.
Hmm. And again, guys, they are now really set to win. Again, Team Iri Denki on match point. Let's see if Kindred can have or force a game number 3 out of them. So once again, guys, this is the tournament, the Infinite War of Celestial Sea, the maximized battle. This is an equal footing. No one has the advantage in terms of power level. They are playing an equal field. So it's all about the execution and communication.
Yeah. I mean, it's always that, right? It's all about execution. It's always about going into that as well. How your team will be able to play it out. How your team will be able to sync and go for these tournaments. So we'll see how Kindred and Team Iri Dengki will be able to do coming down into the game 2. But Team Iri Dengki already on match point.
Again, Team Iri Dengki already on match point, and as you can see, they now know who to focus their, who to focus on. But again, there is no force shielder. No force archer to actually restore and pretty much provide that sustainability. However, we have that force shielder that will give you that extra layer of protection. Now, the difference between the two will be how are they going to activate it? Mystic, however, Mystic is about to go down. Oh my lord! And that's gonna be our first kill count for this match right here. Merlin is about to go next. Merlin, will he survive the assault? No, he doesn't. And that is Team Iri Dengki making an entrance with 2 kill count advantage on this second round.
Yeah, it's a fantastic job the Team Iri Dengki is doing, just utilizing the availability of those Dark Mages and the Force Bladers, having a lot of debuffs going to the side of Kindred and utilizing those timers. We mentioned it a while ago, and so far Iri Dengki has done a perfect job to that. 2 kills already to their name, and Kindred at a massive disadvantage, but they're looking for easy 4 mech to be able to bring him down, but it's not an easy task. You have still the defensive capability of the Force Shielder just a while back that really just swayed Kindred's opportunity to get that kill.
I mean, that's gonna be it for Kindred Mystic. He's not gonna be responding anytime soon. That means they already lost their debuffer on this point of the match. We still have 5 minutes left on the clock. And of course, we still have the Force Shielder. However, in that particular moment right there, maybe there has been some miscommunication once again for the side of Kindred, not being able to activate that Shadow Shield in the nick of time, or maybe they might have activated it, but again, Team Iri Dengki was able to wait it up, wither the storm, and wait for the perfect opportunity to bring down Kindred Mystic.
Yeah, and Kindred will now have probably a difficult time, if not impossible, just because you have to consider the only dependency that they have in terms of debuffs and the only opportunity they have to really look into place is Mystic. Mystic is the only debuffer that they have. So really, with Kindred, or well, rather with Mystic gone, they have nothing. The only thing that they could do is depend on the suppression that the Force Shielder had, the Blader has. But aside from that, this isn't really the opening that Kindred will be able to look for, and Team Iri Dengki, with just bringing down the first Blader, might have won them the game.
That's right. Again, perfect opportunity and also the right target will really come in handy. And at the same time, as you can see for the side of Iri Dengki, they still have the Dark Mage and Force Blader to debuff and pretty much hold these players on one spot in order for them to decimate them, or to decimate the players of Kindred. So as you can see right here, they are trying to bring down Merlin in the process. That Force Gunner is gone and out, and that's going to be a 3 kill count for the side of Iri Dengki. 3 minutes left on the clock. They're trying to bring down the Force Gunner of Team Iri Dengki, but they're not succeeding in doing so. But Kindred Mystic respond.
Yeah, Mystic was able to respond here. Kaltra down low already, but it will not be enough. Kaltra's just running around. This is all about buying time for Team Iri Dengki. They have the kill lead already, and then Wendy goes down as well. So Kindred on a massive deficit. This will be such a difficult time for them to be able to reach 3 kills as well for the whole team. And on top of that, Zeno goes down, and Iri Dengki increases their kill count to 4.
Kill count to 4. Oh my god. It's still a 4v5 situation with the Mystic still on the field. But I don't think Mystic is on the field. Maybe he respawned somewhere else. But as you can see in this matchup right here, it's going to be Kindred, Zeno, who will be decimated once again. And that's going to be a kill count 5 for the side of Team Iri Dengki. One more kill, and I think that's going to be the game right there.
Mm-hmm. So far, Kindred trying to survive, trying to buy time, but it will not be enough as Eva's the only one left standing in that forced kick. Finishes it up with 7 kills, a clean sweep, and the winner for this round will be Team Iri Dengki.
Look at the smirk of that, that logo. Look at the smirk, man. Like, okay, oh yeah, we're the winner. Okay.
Adding fuel to the fire, hell yeah.
Adding fuel to the fire. Like, when you win and they will see your logo, you're doing like this.
You
Oh
might
my
just be
God.
the logo. You can replace the logo now.
No, I don't want to.
You don't want to?
I don't want to. Anyway, so still kudos to Team Kindred. They tried their best, but they didn't succeed on bringing down Team Iri Dengki, and Iri Dengki raising to the challenge. At least trying their best to strategize properly and at the same time execution wise. Congratulations, you are now the winner for this match right here.
Yeah, we have one more series on our way later on because we are now down, or well, at least finished, concluded to a series already. It's Jok Lang versus Ultiplays in round 1, and then the recent conclusion of Team Iri Dengki winning up against Kindred. So now we have one more remaining for tonight, and it will be a rules breaker up against Team Predator.
I can't wait. A rules breaker versus Team Predator. But let's see the replay. What exactly happened in our second game? Okay. So as you can see, I think this is where it all started to happen. They were able to pin down Merlin in this particular point of the match right here. There you go. As you can see, someone from Team Kindred went down, and it went on and on and on until such time that every single player from their team got decimated, resulting for the win of Team Iri Dengki. So execution-wise, I can definitely say that Iri Dengki came prepared for this tournament right here. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and I think it's the composition as well, along with the timing. Because the thing is, what Iri Dengki has is a Dark Mage and the Force Blader, and I think that's really the main headliner of the composition of Team Iri Dengki. They had a lot of bullets for them to be able to initiate those fights and initiate the kill potential in their composition. While on the other hand, Kindred only has the Force Blader, and the Force Blader was the first to fall down, which really negates every opportunity that they have in getting a possible opportunity into taking someone from their opposition. So really just the whole storyline for that series, but something surprising for the viewers watching at home.
Okay, we have a code waiting for you guys. So here it is. So the code is a Q5W3Z6K8. So what are you guys waiting for? Come and get it. And of course, make sure that you log into your game in order for you to claim the code. Again, the code is limited to at least 1,000 claims only. Okay? So if you cannot claim the code anymore, that means it has already been claimed by most of the players out there.
So yeah, once again, it's Q5W3Z6K8 for the viewers watching at home. It is a code. Just imagine it, right? Just watching the stream, just receiving those redeem codes.
Yeah, I mean,
And
way back we don't have those codes. I wish we did.
yeah, we
don't.
only have paid cards.
Paid cards. So we
This
collect.
is free.
I still have those cards right there in my
Oh,
stash.
seriously?
Yeah, I mean it's like this.
Yeah, I got a huge stack before, but I threw it away just because like I was getting stuff up and it's all used. So I had to really just dispose of it. But I remember those times collecting those cards, and just comparing it with other people who has
Like more.
the more more cards on their hands and more
And
codes.
the design as well.
Yeah,
That's what got
sure.
us hooked into the game. The design of the cards, it varies from one patch to another. So it was really really good collecting those cards because it's like collecting different cards whenever there's a new patch coming in, and it varies from one amount to another. But of course, our match, our second match is done. Again, congratulations, Team Iri Dengki. But don't go anywhere. We're gonna come back with our match number three because the Infinite War of Celestial Sea, the Maximus battle, will be back after this short break.
Once our world stood mighty, a land of power and prosperity. But greed awakened a darkness that shattered everything, leaving only chaos. Now, that darkness returns, stronger than ever, consuming all in its wake. Yet, hope remains, as the warriors of Nevereth rise once more to defy their fate. Two great nations stand, Capella, guardians of wisdom and order, and Procyon, champions of strength and conquest. The war has begun. Claim your destiny. Cabal, ultimate combo. Rise now as the true king.
We are the bearers of faith, the eternal flame that will never fade. Capella stands as the guardian of divine purpose and sacred order. For we know, freedom without direction becomes destruction. They are Procyon. They spread fear, twist lies, and call it freedom. But we see through it. We do not waver. We train. We endure. For this war is sacred. We fight for the true light, for a world uncorrupted by deception. So choose not rebellion, but revelation. Swear your blade. Stand with Capella.
They called it order, but we remember it as change. Their religion, their laws, their teachings. They protect no one but themselves. But we rose, with bare hands, with rage and hearts that will not kneel. We are Procyon, born of pain and bound by memory. We will burn every lie to ass. Because freedom is never given. It must be taken. Procyon, step beyond false light and fight for freedom.
I saw it with my own eyes. The moment the sky tore open, we fought until the stones wept. Neither side gave in. Neither side stepped back. And then it arrived. A force from a nameless realm. It chose no side. It devoured everything. I remember their eye in that moment. We were no longer enemies. We fought as one. No orders, no promises, only survival. That day stays with us, not for victory, but because we didn't die alone. Perhaps the darkness came only to remind us where the light truly lives.
The Great War between Procyon and Capella? Yeah, that ended a long time ago. Now then, let's take a look at everyday life here in Cabal. At the edge of Navrith, there's a place. They say it holds rare treasures and powerful relics. Only the greedy dare to enter. But if the reward's worth it, someone always takes the risk. Look at that. Ghosts? Monsters? Think they'll survive? Wanna bet? This isn't just a dungeon. It's a test of guts. Are you brave enough to try?
Once, our world stood mighty, a land of power and prosperity. But greed awakened a darkness that shattered everything, leaving only chaos. Now, that darkness returns, stronger than ever, consuming all in its wake. Yet, hope remains, as the warriors of Nevereth rise once more to defy their fate. Two great nations stand, Capella, guardians of wisdom and order, and Procyon, champions of strength and conquest. The war has begun. Claim your destiny. Cabal, ultimate combo. Rise now as the true king.
We are the bearers of faith, the eternal flame that will never fade. Capella stands as the guardian of divine purpose and sacred order. For we know, freedom without direction becomes destruction.
Cabal Infinite Combo Tournament, the Maximized War of Celestials. 5v5 single elimination. Each team consists of 5 players. Each team is allowed 2 substitute players. Players will use pre-made accounts and items. Each team is allowed a maximum of 2 revives, but each player can only revive once per round. Each round has a 7-minute time limit. Eliminating an opponent earns 1 point. The first team to reach 7 points wins the match. If the time runs out, the team with the higher kill count wins. If the score is tied, the team that secured the first kill wins.
Okay, everyone, welcome back to the Infinite War of the Celestial Sea, the Maximized Battle. Again, you're with Anduin and Infinity as your caster for tonight. And of course, we're gonna head on straight to game number 3. But before that, we have a code for all of you.
There we go. Exciting codes, and it's pretty much like Y9Q2M8T1. Once again, it's Y9Q2M8T1 for the viewers watching at home. This is what you're looking for. This is when you've tuned in alongside with the tournaments, and there you go. Codes for days for the viewers watching at home.
All right. And of course, guys, again, enjoy the codes. You can share it to your guildmates. If you're here for the codes, that's okay. No problem with that. I hope you guys stick around because this is going to be the last part of our matchup tonight. It's going to be game number 3. And of course, it's going to be Rules Breaker versus Predator.
Yeah, these two teams going head to head for the final series for the day. And these names are a bit unfamiliar, but thing is, we always welcome new teams, new players, new guilds every day of the year. So you know what? If you are interested into joining these tournaments, feel free. You don't know if you have the upper edge against the other teams and other players in your server.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And as you can see, we are going straight to our game, and we're gonna be looking at our banning phase right here. Okay, so as you can see, they have banned the Force Gunner, the Force Shielder, and the Force Blader. Again, it's gonna be a very tall task for the Force Archer to heal every single member of the party because they don't have the second layer of protection, of course. And of course, the debuff and to hold them in one place is not going to be available as well. And that additional damage dealer, which is the Force Gunner, will be out of the equation.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Because right now it's Rules Breaker up against Predator once again. And so far, the only difference in terms of composition would be the Wizard for the Predator and the Blader for Rules Breaker.
This is an interesting matchup right here. I mean, we have different sets of lineup right here. For the Wizard, I guess that's the buff coming in from this particular character, and of course the damage output that's coming in from the Blader. Now, as a very good buffer as they are, Wizard is very nimble and very squishy characters. So if the Blader will be able to get their hands on this particular character, it's going to be really easy for the Blader to slice and dice this character and score a point for Rules Breaker. However, there are other factors that we can consider as well in terms of their lineup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the difference of Wizard and Blader. I think that this is once again what we talked about a while ago, right? The Wizard just having that extra buffs, having that extra HP, mana, the decrease of that crit possibility for your opponents to deal. That's really strong. In terms of just beefing up your composition, but the Blader just has a little bit more damage, but selfish in terms of buffs. So that's something to keep in mind, so weighing down the pros and cons.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And of course, there is the field of fear that can actually be casted by the bleeder, which will greatly affect the defense of every single player from the side of the predator because they don't have kind of debuff from the bleeder. Maybe that's the mindset of rules breaker right here. They're about to destroy the shield, but again, there's the ratio from the side of these two teams right, as well. They have the gladiator. The gladiator is both present on each team. So the clutch plays and the clutch save that can be done by these characters will also play a pivotal role in this match right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see. It's a final a series for the day, and so far we're looking into how Rules Breaker and Predator will be able to play it out. But just a breakdown of difference. I think we already covered it, right?
Hmm.
So
That's
it's
right. That's right.
how these teams will be able to play it. The coordination will be crucial. The sync of these timings and the skills will play a huge part as well, similar to what we have seen in the prior two series.
Hmm. And again, the last series for this evening is about to start. This is just round number one, and in just 5 seconds, the game will commence. And this is going to be a very bloody fight. And there you go. As you can see, the buff is being committed, and Captain Flint are already trying to end enemy territory. But as you can see, the layer of protection is not really there. But Serioma is oh my god, the Tarbs, the GL has just got taken out. The Gladiator from the side of Predator is down and out, and that's gonna be one kill count for the side of Rules Breaker.
Mm-hmm. Predator, you have Tarbs who goes down. The Gladiator, the very first one. Rules Breaker, a bit feisty on the first minute of the game. Actually, even 30 seconds right at the get-go. Will
Mm-hmm.
be able to secure a single kill for themselves. And Predator now in a bit of a trouble. A 4v5 situation is not something that you want to happen at the first minute of the matchup.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely correct. So I think Tarbs won't be responding anymore. So the question here is, what's gonna happen? I mean, what will happen to the side of the Predator? Because again, that ratio also plays a pivotal role in terms of clutch save of the party members of their team right here. But seeing that this particular player is not responding anytime soon, it's gonna be one major uh, deficit for their team right here. And as you can see for the side of Rose Breaker, they're just sitting pretty, and Force Archer Naxu on their side of this team is doing a wonderful job or a marvelous job sustaining everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the kill count definitely helps a lot for Rules Breaker, but the Belgica nowhere to be found. And Predator so far is still trying to find their kill here. But the Force Archer makes it a bit difficult, right? That is one of the big things to really have to consider. If you do not bring down the Force Archer, matchups like this will take quite a bit to be able to secure a kill for your own. So it was a bit of a shocker to how Rules Breaker was able to break that premonition of Force Archer and just disabling that potential and possibility for a kill.
I am also taken aback because of what happened. I mean, like what you said on the get go, in just a 30-second, the Arbs hit the ground, face flat on the ground. So it's really, really a crucial loss for the side of Predator. How will they survive without that extra layer of protection that can be provided by the Gladiator, even without the Force Shielder with the Shadow Shield? Now, I guess the only winning key points that they can actually consider right here is to utilize the warrior and the dark mage present on team Predator, but the damage might not be enough. So unlike in the side of Rules Breaker, they have the Blader, the Dark Mage, and the Gladiator, who can still play a very, very crucial role in terms of dealing so much damage.
Mm-hmm. And so far, it will be a bit of a pickle. This will be what seems to be the scenario throughout the next couple of minutes. As we have
Oh.
Naxu already utilizing a couple of skills,
Oh,
so this
Tarbs
will be
again!
an opportunity for Predator to come in at the right time, but Tarbs goes down to Predator's side. Will be the second kill count for Rules Breaker. And Kisoti, which also received a bit of damage, but able to keep himself alive for a bit. But thus far, Predator so has to keep their heads held high and look for a kill for themselves. Tarbs once again down low already, but good utilization of that regeneration to bring back the HP to full.
I mean, that's the Tarb Wiz, the who got dropped a while ago. But again, the Gladiator from the side of Predator just went back on the field, or maybe responded in another place. But seeing the field right now, it's going to be a difficult match for the side of Predator because it's a 2-to-1 kill count. And, in terms of kill point advantage, Rule Breaker has the upper hand, and we only have like 2 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock.
And now Predator still holding, but at this stage, they have to be aggressive. They have to find an opportunity for them to pounce. Captain Flint could be one of that opportunity. They have to time their suppression. And the Dark Mages will be very important to that as well. If they could time those CCs, if they could find those opportunities for those debuffs, it will be an opener for Predator to get a kill and even out the playing field. But they can't do that so far.
That's true. That's true. They're having a hard time. It's like what you said. It's a pickle situation for this team right here. They cannot seem to bring down that target of theirs, which in this case I think it's the snitch for the side of Rules Breaker. No matter how hard they try, Naxu is really, really doing his role as a force archer. There's the slow, there's the debuff coming in from the Dark Mage, but that's not enough to bring down any of the team members of Rules Breaker. So I guess Rules Breaker right here is really, really hanging on to their advantage in order for them to win game number 1.
Because the thing is, they already have the better kill count, right? So what their goal now is to just survive. That is the goal left standing for Rules Breaker. They don't even need to gain another kill. Just having the upper edge in terms of numbers will lead you to a win. So it's all about playing time. Naxu has to survive and keep those heals going and going and going.
Again, as much as we want to say that it is not something, or it is not something good to see, but of course, as you can see on the kill count, Rules of Breaker already has 3, so 2 kill point advantage compared to Predator. So I think this round will go to Rules Breaker. That's a sure fire. So 10 seconds on the clock. Regardless of what happened here in terms of kill count, Rule Breaker has the advantage. And there you have it, folks. So yeah, that's game number 1. Okay, from our third series that will go to Rules Breaker.
Yeah, fantastic showing coming in from Rules Breaker. Game number 1 going into their favor. Actually, a fantastic job at the very start as well, just getting that single kill and then followed up immediately by another with a Force Archer still alive is a feat that we haven't seen over the past 2 series. And Rules Breaker really just changed things up.
And that particular composition or that particular advantage that was brought up into the scenario by everyone in Rules Breaker really, really did, an impact to the team of, their opponent. It really had an impact to Team Predator because it's really, really crucial if you will score that first point, and that they were able to take out the Gladiator, which played a very, very crucial role on these 2 teams right here. Let's see the replay and let's take a look at what happened.
Yeah. So really, just the initial start, the beginning of that match, it was Rules Breaker who pivot themselves into one single point. I believe the one who started that is the Dark Mage, and then followed up by the suppressions coming in from the Warrior or even the Gladiator. And this is what we mentioned a while ago, right? Stacking skills on top of each other would
Mm-hmm.
be very important. So Rules Breaker did that really, really good showing of it as well at the beginning, and then utilizing the Blader to really just pour out a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the Blader just bursting through everyone, or just
Hmm.
cutting through everyone, with the help of the Dark Mage, with the slow debuff that has been placed to a single character, which was taken advantage by the Blader. And at least when it comes to Bladers, the chase ability is really really high with the force kick and the jump, with the Berserker mode.
Hmm.
It is a really really a wonderful combo that you can actually play with in terms of these two characters right here.
Yeah, for sure. So good showing overall. I think that's really what I have to say coming in for the likes of Rules Breaker. And I'm quite curious what the next set of bans would be, because I feel like that would change things up quite a little bit if there would still be the likes of the Dark Mage, the Force Blader, because the Rules Breaker utilized rather the debuffs well in game number one. If Dark Mages are banned, would things change for them or not? So really just
Hmm.
the imagination coming down into the next game.
I mean, what's good about a team, rules breakers, that how their imagination works, their creativity in terms of team composition, and they understand how the skills of each character works.
Mhm.
So understanding the dynamics of these teams right here can really really create an impact, and pretty much give you an edge that you're looking for, or the edge that you're looking for. So a combo between Dark Mage and Blader is really, really something that worked in this match right here. So that gave them like enough advantage in order for them to win round number one in this matchup right here. So I guess that is something that we can also look upon whenever we're doing things like this in the future. When you join tournaments, you must know the dynamics of each team and understand how the combo works.
Yeah. So now at this point, we are moments away before the next game would start, and currently we're just waiting for it to initiate the random bans and to see what compositions are going to be into the next one, because I think that really just defines and dictates what the game will show us as an expectation for the next matchup on who has the possibility of taking the win, or what pros and cons the compositions are going to get. So just tune in for a bit, just chill for a bit while we wait for the compositions to show up.
Right. I guess so. We are now going to look at the random ban for the second match. So the question is to everyone watching at home: is there going to be a round number three, or will there be no round number three moving forward? So as you can see, it's pretty much the same ban. It's the first gunner, first shielder, first blader. So again, is this going to be a replay of game number one, or is this going to be a different thing? Now that they have played their cards, maybe Team Predator will be able to adjust to the play of Team Rules Breaker. We don't know yet.
Hmm. Yeah, we do not. But yeah, I'm just excited overall. We have that Force Gunner, the Force Shielder, and the Force Blader removed. So the thing is, once again, as a set expectation, we are sure that we're going to have a Force Archer and a Dark Mage, because we do
Mhm.
not have the Force Blader, and that is pretty much the only thing that could start up a fight.
That's right. That's right. So again, we're still trying to figure out, what's going to be the outcome of round number two, because again, adjustments will be necessary, and I'm pretty sure Predator have been talking to one another on how are they going to address the next match if they can actually force a game number three out of Rules Breaker. So I think Rules Breaker will be doing the same lineup, and I think it's gonna be the same thing for the side of Predator. So now the question is, how are they going to maximize the difference between these two teams right here, between the Wizard and the Blader?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really just perspectives overall. And then really the big difference once again is the wizard availability for the side of predator, which gives you that force hardness, that extra buff, that extra beefiness, than later for the side of rules breaker. So I believe from what rules breaker has done in game number one, they're going to do something similar once again, coming down into the next matchup wherein you have the dark mage that will set things up, goes for the CC, goes for the utility, the blader will follow up alongside with the gladiator for that extra damage, alongside with the warrior that could go for the likes of panic cry and suppression.
Hmm. That's very true. I really want to see more of a chemistry between the characters of Predator. Maybe they can work something out with the Dark Mage and maybe with the Warrior, or if not, the Dark Mage with the Gladiator. I mean, Gladiator can also buff. They can use the Ray Shield, but of course, there must be some kind of dynamics between these two teams right here. I mean, if they cannot use the two characters as damage dealers, maybe they can just rely on the Dark Mage.
Hmm. Yeah. So rules breaker, match point already. If they win this, they will take the series for themselves. Predator, they still have a little bit of catching up to do to break things even and go to the distance, go to game three. So the pressure is on their shoulders. It is Predator who is in a deficit. And rules breaker, all they have to do is just to win one more.
Hmm. In just 3 seconds, our match is about to start, and that's the fight right here. So they're taking it really slow. I think the Snitch is trying to enter the enemy territory as early as possible, trying to elude everyone in the process. But as you can see, they already set their eyes on Captain Flint. And Captain Flint is now receiving so much punishment right here. But of course, the buff is right there. But no! No! Wow! Okay, it's gonna be a one-all kill count for both teams. Captain Flint and Serioma falling down both at the same time. 1-1 is our score here, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a big thing. Getting that first kill as well. This is the strength of rules breaker that they showed us in the prior game. And Predator, utilization
Oh,
of the Dark Mage will play a crucial role. Snitch down low, Rage Shield shields him away from death, and Predator still finding the prey, but Rules Breaker is no prey. They will be the Predator themselves. It's kill or be killed. Survival of the fittest is the name of the game, and Rules Breaker definitely is breaking that rule. Predator, so far, breaking even 1-1 so far, and currently standing on the same pedestal as Rules Breaker in comparison into game number one.
that's true. That's true. I mean, I think they're slowly trying to gain their footing in this match right here, but it's too early to say. Just like what you said, the rules breaker. There are no prey. They are trying to be the predator. So what they have to do is just maintain that momentum. So what? How are they going to do that? They still have their footing. They still have that momentum advantage. They can still feel the heat from round number one, and they already have their eyes set on Ren SAR FA. But if not, they're gonna be targeting Tarbs the Wizard, or maybe even Tarbs the Gladiator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But everyone was just playing a bit of the cat and dog situation where you run from the dog. Both of these players, both of these teams trying to run away from each other, but Noxu might have just gotten disconnected, and that's the Force Archer, which would be a huge, huge pain
Oh
in the
man!
back of Rules Breaker.
Oh man! That didn't just happen. We still have 4 minutes on the clock without the Force Archer. in this particular matchup right here. I don't know how the rules breaker will be able to survive this without sustainability from the Force Archer.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
really difficult.
let's admit, I mean, most of them are reliant to their heals. But Barbs also disconnected. Oh my god, Barbs got disconnected as well. It's gonna be a 4v4 situation. However,
Oh,
we have two
Flame.
members of the team Rule Breaker being disconnected in the scene. I don't know what's happening anymore, but it's a 3 against 4. It's a it's a 2 to 3 kill count, uh, advantage point for the Predators, and of course, they already regained their position as the top of the food chain as the Predator, the apex Predator of this match right here. They are now slowly trying to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, and this is a bit unfortunate for the side of Rules Breaker. Noxu got disconnected. Flint got disconnected as well. And that just allowed 4 kills for Predator immediately right out of the gate. I think just
hmm
because those spawns or respawns are towards the likes of Naxu to the side of Rosebreaker.
With two
Might
minutes
just
50.
have lost him the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very sad thing for the side of Rules Breaker, and maybe this is the turning point that the Predator or Team Predator is really looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I
Three
mean,
kill counts.
they're also already punishing one another right here. I mean, so much has been happening and no damage to the dealer so far. The wizard is gone, but still, no, the damage is not that overwhelming. As you can see, the side of Rules Breaker was even able to bring down one of the members of the Predator team right here, gaining another kill count for themselves. If they can score one more and earn a tie, they will still win this match right here.
Yeah. One more. One more for Rules Breaker to break the tie. But that is a bit sad on their part. 3-4. And the Force Archer still alive for Predator's side.
That's true. Renaissar is still standing tall, just blitzing and prancing in the battlefield right here. Surviving, of course, with the sustainability, and that's the slow coming in for the side of the Dark Mage. The snitch will he be able to survive this onslaught right here? And I think he will. Oh my god, that was so close. And the snitch is just fading in and dashing out of the scenario. Someone just ran out of the battle mode right here. But the snitch, again, dash in, dash out, fade in, fade out. That's the strat in order for him to survive the assault. Oh my god! That was so close.
But Snitch, very low in HP already. Might have Rage Shields and even Rage Heal, but I don't think this would be enough. As Predator has a lot of range classes at the moment. Force Archer, the Dark Mage still up and running. So the dash and fade could buy a bit of time, but with no Force Archer on your backing, no heals will come through, and Snitch is just delaying the inevitable.
Yep, that is true. 27 seconds on the clock. If the ABL won't be able to do something about, this match right here. Oh my god, Tarbs! 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 Just got eliminated! Oh my god!
Dam-
Tarbs! It's gonna be a
Damage
4
just
kill
changed
count to
things
4.
up. Yeah. 4-4 at the moment with 5 seconds remaining is insane.
Oh my god! Dude!
Yeah, we're just waiting for the confirmation on who's gonna win that because Rules Breaker might just have clutched things up.
That is insane! In just the nick of time! DL was able to rise into the occasion, rise to the adversary, bringing down Parvs, the gladiator. Wow, what a window of opportunity for the side of Rules Breaker. But still, we're waiting for the decision, okay, of the admins, the backend team.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
it was. Mm-hmm.
Go
Go.
ahead.
So with that clutch coming from Rules Breaker, it is Rules Breaker who will win the series up against their adversaries from the words of Anduin himself. What a clutch! Win the nick of time. Rules Breaker won it.
That I am so on the edge of my seat a while ago. I was like, okay, they just need one more kill. And I even said that if DL can't really make a difference on the remaining time left, it's gonna cost them the game because of the absence of Naxu,
Yeah.
their force archer, which really hurted the team a lot in the process. But DL rising to the occasion, being the blader that he is expected to be. He was able to clutch a kill out of the gladiator from the side of predator, thus earning them a tie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was amazing stuff. I didn't even expect it. I didn't even expected
I
that
was like,
clutch.
oh,
What caught me is Anduin's reaction. That was top notch reaction. 100 out of 100.
I was like, I was like looking at it, and then suddenly, oh my God, Darbs,
Right?
what happened to you? Okay, let's try to check if the camera really caught what happened in that matchup right here. Let's see. In the last part, I guess maybe we can focus on the last part because they have been decimating one another, and unfortunately, again, Naxu disconnected in the game. Captain Flint, however, got taken out as well. So that's like kill count is this is like the clutch moment. So as you can see, with the snitch right here, their gladiator is just prancing back and forth in order for him to avoid getting killed. But this is where it all happened. The snitch, held Tarbs in that particular moment. Yale, the BL, scoring that shot, that kill, earning them the last point that they need in order for them to tie things up and pretty much earn the victory in this game right here. Wow.
Mhm. Right? It was phenomenal plays coming from Rules Breaker. Never expected that to happen at that moment in time. But Rules Breaker definitely be do rules breaking that match. Well, I mean not literally, but you get my point. You get my point. They're
I do
not
get your
literally
point. I do
breaking
get
the
your point.
rules, but they definitely broke the expectation from
Yeah.
that matchup.
I hope no one clipped my reaction, or if definitely there's no reaction being clipped because
Can we get a
you
replay of
can't see
that?
us, can't see us. But definitely, guys, that
Mhm.
was an amazing match right there. Kudos to kudos to the Predators, but congratulations to Rules Breaker, and of course to all the viewers who stayed with us and who at least went on lengths to watch the stream until the end. This is the master code for you guys. Enjoy. That is D2Y6L8P1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Once again, it's D2Y6L8P1. Code for the viewers watching at home. And you know what? 3 codes for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Massive dubs for the viewers watching at home.
As of for me, like what I said, we don't have those way back. So enjoy, guys. This is something that you have to enjoy. You have to cherish. You have to take advantage with. So make sure that you claim the code in the game. Send it to your guildmates because this is limited to 1,000 claims only, and we have so much cabalistas out there playing the game. So make sure that you send the information right away in order for your guildmates to claim the reward.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah. And this is what we mentioned a while ago. The more the merrier. The more people, the merrier it is. I mean, just imagine if we hit our milestones. We're gonna give away more codes for viewers watching at home.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe on the next one, maybe tomorrow or the following days ahead.
That's true. That's true. So again, guys, the Infinite War of Celestial Sea, the Maximized Battle, will take place tomorrow until Friday, and of course, the finals will be held next week on July 7th, Monday. And of course, guys, we just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the Infinite War of Celestial Sea Maximized Battle. My name is Andwin.
And my name is Infinity. See you guys tomorrow for the next one. See you guys there.
Bye, guys.
Cabal Infinite Combo Tournament. The Maximized War of Celestials. 5v5 single elimination. Each team consists of 5 players. Each team is allowed 2 substitute players. Players will use pre-made accounts and items. Each team is allowed a maximum of 2 revives, but each player can only revive once per round. Each round has a 7-minute time limit. Eliminating an opponent earns 1 point. The first team to reach 7 points wins the match. If the time runs out, the team with the higher kill count wins. If the score is tied, the team that secured the first kill wins.